Okay, so managing the impacts of tourism. So environmental management implement measures to minimize environmental degradation, including habitat protection, waste management, pollution control, resource conservation, and sustainable land use practices. So, ibig sabihin, to protect the environment in tourism, um, we should focus on preserving habitats, managing waste, controlling pollution, conserving resources, and using land sustainably. So this involves actions like setting aside protected areas, recycling waste, reducing emissions, conserving water, and planning development carefully to minimize negative impacts on nature. So how about the social culture management? So address social and cultural impacts through community engagement, cultural heritage preservation, respect for local customs and traditions, and equitable distributions excuse me, of tourism benefits. So, meaning to say, we need to make sure that when we do things like tourism or development, we involve the community to to protect their traditions and history and make sure everyone benefits fairly. Okay, so economic management. So, foster economic benefits while mitigating negative economic impacts through diversifications of the tourism economy, promotions of local entrepreneurships, and equitable revenue distributions. So, economic managements involve making sure that tourisms bring money into the community while also making sure na hindi ta na makaharm kang local economy. So, this includes encouraging different ways to make money from tourism, supporting local businesses, and making sure everyone shares in the profits fairly. So next is regulatory measures. So enforce regulations, zoning restrictions, um, permits, and codes of conduct. Okay, to manage visitor behavior, control development, and protect sensitive areas. So regulatory measures means using rules and mga permits para makontrol ang or to control how visitors behave, what gets built where, and to protect important places. So next is stakeholder engagements. So involves stakeholders including government agencies, mga local communities, tourism operators, the NGOs, and visitors. So in decision-making process, fostering collaboration, consensus building, and shared responsibility. Okay, so meaning to say, we need or means no getting everyone involved. So like ka mga amount kinahambal ko, governments, locals, tourism companies, and visitors. So to make decisions. So it's about working together, finding agreement, and making sure everyone takes part in taking care of things. So education and awareness. Okay? So, hindi makita rin dyan, no? But, yes, no, education and awareness. So, provide visitors education programs, training workshops, interpretive materials, and awareness campaigns to promote responsible tourism, behavior, and environmental stewardship. So, meaning to say, we need to involve, or we uh, need to teach visitors about responsible tourism and how to take care of the environment. So this includes things like mga workshop, mga signs, and campaigns to help promote understands their impact and how to behave responsibly. Okay, so those are the managing the impacts of tourism. So we have environmental management, social and cultural management, economic management, regulatory measures, stakeholder engagement, and education and awareness. So now we have the negative impact minimization strategies. So habitat protection and restoration. So protecting natural habitats from encroachment and degradation is crucial for preserving biodiversity and ecosystem health. So these involve establishing protected areas, enforcing regulations, and implementing habitat restoration projects to restore degraded habitats. So habitat protection and restorations are all about keeping natural areas safe from harm and fixing any damage that's been done. So this means creating protected zones, making sure rules are followed, and working on projects to bring damaged habitats back to life. So that is habitat protection and restoration. So how about the waste reduction and recycling programs? So implementing waste reduction and recycling programs help minimize the environmental impact of tourism by reducing the volume of waste generated and promoting recycling and proper waste disposal practices. So this includes providing waste collections and recycling facilities, promoting reusable and biodegradable products, and raising awareness among visitors and local communities. So, ibig sabihin, no, waste reduction and recycling programs are about cutting down on the amount of trash tourism creates, no, and making sure what's left gets handled properly. So this means setting up places to collect any to collect and recycle trash. So encouraging the use of things that can be used again or break down naturally, and teaching visitors and locals paano makabulig, no, how to help. So that is waste reductions and recycling programs. So how about the pollution control measures? So implementing pollution control measures such as wastewater treatment, solid waste management, and air quality monitoring help minimize pollution from tourism activities. So this includes implementing regulations on emissions, promoting energy efficient practices, and investing in clean technologies to reduce environmental pollution. So meaning to say, ang pollution control measures kano nag-aim to reduce the harmful effects of pollution caused kang tourism. So this involves treating mga wastewater, managing solid waste, and monitoring air quality. So it also means enforcing rules on emission, encouraging energy efficient practices, and using clean technologies to cut down on pollution. Okay, so how about the sustainable transportation option? So encouraging sustainable transportation options such as public transit, cycling, walking, and eco-friendly vehicles reduces the carbon footprint of tourism and minimize traffic congestions on air pollution. So this includes developing efficient transportation networks, providing infrastructures for non-motorized transportation, and promoting carpooling and ride-sharing services. So um, meaning sustainable transportation options mean using eco-friendly ways to get around like public transit, no, biking, walking, and green vehicles. So this helps cut down the pollution, traffic jams, and carbon emissions from tourism. So it involves building good transit system, making it easy to walk or bike, and promoting sharing rides like mga car pooling. Okay, so that is sustainable transportation options. So next is responsible visitors behavior guidelines. So promoting responsible visitors behavior through education, signage, and codes of conduct helps minimize negative impacts on natural and cultural resources. So this includes encouraging visitors to stay on designated trails, respect wildlife and cultural sites, minimizing waste generations, and follow sustainable tourism practices. So okay, ang ginahambal ka responsible visitor behavior guidelines, no, um ang ginahambalan nila is to minimize harm to natural and cultural sites by educating ang mga turista and setting kang clear rules, no. So this includes staying on marked trails, treating wildlife and cultural sites with respect, buhitan natin ang ating mga ways, and practicing sustainable tourism. So how about the cultural heritage preservation initiatives? So protecting and preserving cultural heritage sites, artifacts, and traditions from overuse, vandalism, and exploitation is essential for maintaining cultural integrity and authenticity. So this involves implementing conservation measures, promoting heritage tourism ethics, and involving local communities in heritage preservation efforts. Okay. So, ang amo dya, ang cultural heritage preservation initiatives is um, focus on safeguarding sites ng mga artifacts and traditions from damage and misuse to maintain ang andang authenticity. So, it includes mga conservation efforts, no, promoting ethical tourism, and engaging local communities in preservation activities. So, what about the sustainable resource management practices? So, adopting sustainable resource management practices help ensure the long-term viability of natural and cultural resources. So, this includes promoting sustainable land use planning, enforcing regulations on resource extractions and exploitations, and implementing sustainable agriculture and forestry practices. Again, ang meaning na kaya is nag-aim ta na to protect natural and cultural resources para sa future. So this involves planning land use wisely, enforcing rules on how resources are used, and promoting sustainable farming and forestry methods. So that is sustainable transportation practices.